Hello everyone, it's Miss Siddiqui here. In this Greek drama STL video, we are going to talk about the origins of Greek theater. So first of all, let's talk about drama basics. If you've read a play, you've read a drama. A drama is any form of literary composition that is written to be performed by actors and seen by an audience. So in a Greek drama or Greek tragedy, there's a particular recipe. There is a central character called a tragic protagonist or hero that suffers some kind of serious misfortune, and usually that misfortune is connected to the hero's own actions. So, for instance, you've already read one drama before this year, Romeo and Juliet, and you can see how their misfortunes logically connected to their own actions. So the modern word drama that we use today to describe plays comes from the Greek word dron, meaning to do, which is what the bulk of a play is. It's full of action, it's full of characters doing things. So drama began in ancient Greece. The art of theater began in ancient Greece and flourished in the city-state of Athens in the 6th century BC. The birth of theater took place in the city of Dionysia during a religious festival which honored the god Dionysus. And as you remember from history classes, the Greeks worshipped several different gods, so Dionysus was the Greek god of wine. And at this festival, the Greeks would sing and dance, dress up as goats, sacrifice goats, imbibe lots of wine, and worship the god Dionysus. And so at this festival, Greeks sung what are called dithyrambics, or hymns, as a form of worship. And specifically, a group of about 50 people would officially perform the dithyrambics in the festival. Typically, they were priests, and collectively, they were referred to as the chorus. So sometime during the 6th century BC, a priest named Thespis of Icaria added to the typical singing at this festival, speaking and pretending to be someone else, and thus became the first person to act. Thespis is thus dubbed the first actor, or thespian, as they are called today, to honor him. So at the Festival of Dionysus formed a tradition after the first actor, where each year there was a contest for the best tragedies written and performed. So the festival allowed 3 playwrights to have their plays performed on the days of the festival, which lasted 6 days, in tragic contests. And each contestant was required to submit 3 tragedies and 1 satyr play. And a satyr play, which I'll talk more about later, is a form of comedy that requires the chorus to dress up as the satyr companions of Dionysus. So they would dress up as goats in the play. It is assumed that the tragedies were required to be in the form of a trilogy. So what exactly is a tragedy? Well, the definition is a tragedy is an imitation of a serious action which will arouse pity and fear in the viewer. So in a tragedy, the protagonist should be unable to overcome the obstacles laying before them because of a fatal flaw or negative character trait that the protagonist has. In a tragedy, there is a tragic hero, a character usually of high birth, who's not totally good or not totally evil, who has some great characteristics and strengths, but whose downfall is brought about by some weakness or error in judgment on their part. Tragedy comes from the Greek word tragos, which means goat, and ode, which means hymn. So tragigo, the goats, were the priests of Dionysus. And during the festivities for that god, a goat was sacrificed, and satyrs, who were men dressed up as goats, would sing in lamentation for the sacrificed goat. Another explanation for the word tragedy that you sometimes hear is that the winner of the tragic contest at the festival was awarded a goat, but historians often dispute that because winning a goat really wouldn't be that glorifying for the playwrights. So there are 3 major Greek tragedians. There's Aeschylus, Sophocles, and Euripides. So Aeschylus added a second actor to Greek tragedy. He wrote trilogies and unified themes. Sophocles added a third actor. He's the one that initiated a smaller chorus size in the plays. He introduced painted scenery for plays, and he also made each play of the trilogy separate in nature. Euripides came a little bit later. He reduced the participation of the chorus in the main action, and Euripides was kind of a different sort of tragedian. He relied heavily on prologues and the use of deus ex machina in the end, where a supernatural intervention kind of solves everything in the play. So Sophocles is the playwright that we are going to focus on. So Sophocles wrote from 496 BC to 406 BC. He was the son of wealthy Athenian merchants. He lived during the golden age of Athens. That's like when all that democracy was developing. He was a very important figure in Greek society. He was a cultural spokesman, a noted playwright, and he also witnessed the decline of Athens near his death. So he was born in Colonus. He wrote the plays Antigone, Oedipus Rex, and Oedipus at Colonus, and died in 406 BC. So you will read 2 works by Sophocles during your high school career. You're reading Oedipus Rex in 9th grade, and you will be reading Antigone next year in 10th grade. So that concludes the video on Greek drama origins. Make sure you take notes in your STL packet, and thanks for watching.